kept up the pressure. It's been a while. He's been operating off of 2 bases for a while, and he only really has 4 zealots to show for it, as well as a few tech buildings. He has a Stargate now coming into play, and these warp gates are now being transformed with the Chrono Boost. But I now have a total of 2 siege tanks in play with 8 marines, and yeah, as I said earlier, at least what Red has been doing well is he's been getting a bunch of probes. So he's got now 29, 30 probes fully saturating this first position, and he's got some also operating off of that second base. Once again, not using this assimilator at all. So KrimsonStorm has problems using his gas fully. Put that supply depot there just to give me vision over this potential attack zone that air units like to go through. Putting down that second command center, as I really need some more income at this point. I do have that 1 factory in play. I also find myself supply locked. I need to fix that up. These marines are going to head over to this watchtower just to get some vision over the area. This building here is a pylon, 2 pylons in play, 3 pylons being brought in play. This Stargate is not producing anything, and he only has 2 warp gates. As you can see, he's sitting at 2,300 minerals compared to my 250, so also Red is not that good at liquidating his minerals. This is also probably due to the fact that he's been gas starved for so much of the game. But right now he's going to try to put the pressure on my base yet again with this handful of zealots and 2 stalkers. I do have these siege tanks positioned not very well, as they're not really able to watch over this high ground. So yeah, these infantry units are going to slip by undetected by my siege tanks. But I am bringing these marines around, as I may have spotted these infantry units. After all, taking a look at my vision, no, I don't know that they're over here. I'm just sort of doing a patrol with my marines, so hopefully I can intercept them before they do any damage. It looks like these marines are going to catch these 2 zealots in transition. We have more zealots actually being warped in from the natural expansion, and they're going to be moving in as well. A proximity pylon here going to be thrown down just to provide pylon power for more warp gates. I have engineering tech now in play, as I'm only now lifting off my natural expansion to probably get some more income coming in for that. But yeah, these infantry units are now going to meet these marines, and it will be a pretty interesting battle. But yes, my siege tank is close enough to this stalker, and these marines are going to run to the cover of the siege tanks. They probably are going to die, with only 1 marine surviving. Maybe no, the splash damage takes down my own unit, and these zealots are going to run to the protection of the far corner here. Switching over to units lost, the Terran player and myself, I have suffered way more units lost. Those must be mostly SCVs. As far as resources lost, I am in the lead. As you can see here, Red has lost a total of almost 2,000 resources. Pulling off of his probes off the line there briefly, he needs to transfer a few over to this expansion, as it's not fully saturated yet. He's coming in here with a couple of void rays. My missile turret isn't positioned correctly, and these void rays are going to be just very slowly taking down my SCVs. I need to respond with some marines, perhaps. Yeah, I'm just now bringing in more marines from this reactor. These siege tanks can't do anything to the void rays. These void rays are going to get 2 kills on this one, a total of 4 kills before these marines are brought into play. This missile turret also getting 1 shot on that void ray, not even able to break the shields. Turning around briefly to try to put some more damage on that refinery, but these marines are forced to pull back. And in desperation here, I'm throwing up more missile turrets. Crimson still has these 3 zealots just doing some scattering by that expansion. I am now just starting to saturate this hidden island expansion. And I really would like to see some more warp gates from KrimsonStorm. I'd like to see more of anything at this point. He has 4,000 minerals in the bank. This is not nearly, I mean, we're not even seeing tier 3 units yet, and he's got that many minerals, so I'm not that much better. I'm sitting now at about 700 minerals. I'm just now starting to spend that a bit better, but both players need to get some more production buildings in play. I brought that Viking out just to eliminate this void ray threat immediately. Another Viking here not being rallied anywhere. But what seems to be a control group of siege tanks and Vikings, with some more marines coming out now as I realize I have too many minerals. But I would give the favor of map control to KrimsonStorm, as he's watching over my natural expansion here. He's got a proximity pylon able to warp in units, as we see more coming in right here. He's also going to be taking this yellow expansion, so smart move from KrimsonStorm, but at the same time I don't think what he needs right now is more minerals. He needs to spend that money. My siege tanks yet again are not positioned far enough over as I need to be. They're not able to get any hits on these zealots, but yeah, this command center is going to try to land over here. It's going to scout those zealots. And what I need to do is I need to bring these siege tanks over here to clean up these tier 1 units, but also what you can notice in the patch is we have these ranks. So I imagine that these ranks, if they stay static, if they stay unchanged, regardless of how many kills they have, it's probably just like it serves to describe further what kind of unit it is, but I wonder if the rank goes up with more kills they get. Probably not, but yeah, that was added in one of the more recent patches. So I'm bringing over these Marines and Vikings, now finally pulling over the siege tanks to clean up these infantry units. The Zealots are going to get a few Marine kills, going to threaten this one Viking. Yeah, down that Viking goes. I need to lift off these Vikings. There's no reason for them to be taking any more damage. And these 2 Vikings are going to survive, and I now need to start mining with these SCVs. So right now, as far as economics, we have Colossus Tech in play from Crimson, but as far as economics, I am sitting in a little bit better of a position. Operating off of 3 bases now, starting to saturate this top right location, also getting a planetary fortress. So Red's units at this point are rallying to his high yield location. He's not saturating that very well, as he certainly could be transferring probes, as yeah, a bunch of them are going there right now, but they do find themselves walled in, so a little bit of a delay here for KrimsonStorm. He's going to be warping in more units to this high yield location. But yeah, if you guys are Protoss players, note that disregarding the values that KrimsonStorm